What's going on, guys? Welcome back, LEOPAZZO Productions. Thank you very much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be having a closer look at the Sim Racing Handbrake by MOZA. This is the HBP Handbrake. So guys, in today's video, we're going to go ahead and unbox this handbrake, show you what comes included in the kit as far as the cables and the tools and all the hardware. And also we're going to go ahead and mount it to our desk, basically assemble it, get it all installed to our PC, and also share with you guys some gameplay, which I have been practicing my drifting techniques and styles. And I really find that this handbrake has been very helpful to kind of turn into those tight corners and also initiate the drift. So I'm new to drifting, to be honest with you. I've been practicing now for the last couple of weeks or so. So just reading some of the specs here at the side of the box over here, you'll notice that it says that it is made out of airplane grade aluminum, which is nice and solid and well built. Again, guys, this handbrake is only priced at $99 USD. So for a comparison to the other competitors or handbrakes that are on the market, for the build quality and also the positioning of the handle and overall functionality, I'm going to say that this is definitely a fantastic option if you are in the market for a handbrake. Next over here, we'll see that it says 16-bit high precision position sensors. So again, it is very accurate and sensitive in regards to when you're actually playing the game. So depending on how hard you press it, it's going to apply more handbrake or whatnot. So we can also adjust those settings and configure it within the Pithouse MOZA app as well. Next over here, it says pressure and travel adjustment. So in relation to that sensor, depending on how hard you press down on that handbrake is going to again apply that different type of a force to your handbrake. So it's nice to see that they do have the pressure and travel adjustment with that sensor built into the handbrake. Next over here, it says dual mode and multi-angle adjustment. Yes, so right now you guys will see that this handbrake is positioned vertically. I'm going to say it's not exactly vertically 100% 90 degrees, but I do have it at this angle over here, which just feels nice when I go ahead and apply it because it's just positioned exactly where I want it. And again, we can mount this handbrake vertically or horizontally or any kind of angle in between, because this mounting option over here has a bunch of different holes and slots that we can go ahead and mount it that way depending on the angle that we prefer. So lastly, over here on the box, it says that it does use a USB connection to connect to our PC. The cable is included. So at the back of the shifter, we do have a USB-B connection, and then the other end of that cable is going to be plugging into our PC via the USB. So it is nice and easy to set up and plug and play type of a handbrake. So just having a closer look at the owner's manual over here underneath package content, it just lists a bunch of items again that's included with the kit. We do have the handbrake itself, which is the base of the handbrake. Next over here, we do have the handbrake lever. This is the one part that you're going to be connecting again from these two screws is where it mounts to the base, and then this is the handle itself, the lever. I will mention, since we're talking about this lever actually unscrews over here, and we kind of can mount basically another kind of handbrake handle if you want to, but as far as the threads go, I'm not exactly sure what type of threads these are. I'm going to assume that it looks like about 1/2 inch threads, maybe 3/8 I think is a little bit on the smaller side, so about 1/2 inch to 5/8 threads. I'm not exactly sure. If you really do want to find out, you may just have to inquire and send an email out to MOZA and ask them specifically on what thread types they are. So if you do want to change the handle, we do have that option. So next over here, we do have a bunch of tools listed that comes included with the kit. For an example, the Phillips screwdriver, the flathead screwdriver. We also do have the blue spring, the compression spring that's installed here onto the handbrake, and that's the one that I actually have installed here is the blue one. The one that came straight out of the box is the yellow spring. So just having a closer look here at the Ziploc bag that I have all my little tools and hardware, etc. Inside here, just so I don't lose anything. Here's a closer look at the yellow spring right over here. This is the one that came installed with the handbrake. It's a little bit easier to compress, so I figured I wanted to install the blue spring, which makes it a little bit harder, stronger to compress, just so we have a little bit more force that needs to be used when we're actually applying the handbrake. We do also have this little rubber grommet, little spacer over here. This is going to be another option, so the third option as far as the compression and pressure that you're going to need to apply. So again, it comes with the yellow spring. I've installed the blue spring for this demonstration and for this video, and we do also have this rubber one as well, and this one I feel like is probably the strongest, a little bit harder, and probably a different feeling. I haven't necessarily used this rubber one yet. I literally, as soon as I unboxed it, I kind of felt the way it felt, and I thought to myself I wanted something a little bit stronger, so I installed the blue one, and the blue one has been working quite nice for me. So next over here on the list, it does say that it comes with 2 hex screws, 2 data cables, which again is the one that we're going to be using to connect to our PC. Again, it is the USB-B connection, and we do also have an RJ11 cable as well, because if we do own the MOZA hub, that allows us to connect all of our devices to the hub. Now it's going to basically occupy less USB ports onto our PC. I do not own the MOZA hub, but I will say the fact now that I have the MOZA wheelbase and steering wheel, I have the handbrake, I have the MOZA pedals, and also the H-pattern shifter, I think it might be a good idea for my next purchase is actually to buy the MOZA hub, so I can connect all of these devices to the hub, and then from the hub all I need is one USB cable going to my PC, and that way now I can just free up more USB ports onto the back of my PC for other devices or for other things that I need them for. Next here on the list, it says that we have 2 hex screws, come with flat pads, spring pads, and nuts. It says 2 umbrella head screws come with the flat pads, 3 Allen wrenches, and 1 damper, and 2 damper spacers. So that as far as it goes for the package content. So as far as the dimensions of this handbrake, it says over here 153 is from front to back, 68 is probably from left to right on how wide it is, and 365.5 is all the way from the bottom to the top of the handle. It also says that the bolt pattern is M6 and the net weight is 0.7 kilograms. So now that you guys are a little bit more familiar about the handbrake itself, I just wanted to point out to you guys on what I actually use to mount this handbrake to my sim racing cockpit. This is the MOZA Racing handbrake or shifter table clamp, and that's exactly what I've done to mount it over here to my sim racing cockpit. You don't necessarily need this if you have a sim racing cockpit and the handbrake kind of basically mounts directly to the cockpit itself, but in my case this is what I've used because I do have some sort of sim racing cockpit custom built over here that it does kind of have like a desk mounting option right over here that my R9 MOZA wheelbase is connected to, so I figured this is probably my best position and the easiest place to kind of get it mounted in my scenario. So this is exactly what I've used to mount this handbrake to my setup. So I will also mention that this table desk mounting option over here, again, it is made out of all aluminum metal. It's nice and strong and durable, and the mounting holes and threads here at the top of the mount line up perfectly with the handbrake. And also, as I mentioned, you can also use this with the MOZA shifter. So guys, now that you're a little bit more familiar with the handbrake itself and all the specs and the features and the different options that we have as far as mounting the handle on different angles and mounting it to our sim racing cockpit or our desk with the clamp, etc., you want to go ahead and connect it to your PC via the USB connection cable. And now you're going to want to go ahead and download and install the MOZA Pit House software app if you haven't done so already. And you're going to want to go ahead and calibrate the handbrake itself within the Pit House software app. So here we have the MOZA Pit House software right over here launched, and you can see right now I'm at the home screen. You can see that I do have the steering wheel. This is the RS leather steering wheel. I do have the R9 base right over here. The force feedback I have at 50%. I do have the MOZA SRP pedals. You can see I got the throttle, the brake, the clutch. So I got the 3 pedal kit. Next over here, just going through all the different tabs, we do have the option over here for the wheelbase to set any of our settings. And next over here, we do have the steering wheel configuration as well. Next over here, we do have the pedals over here as far as the clutch, the brake, and the throttle. These are all of our settings that we can kind of calibrate it. So next over here, we do have this MOZA display screen, which I don't currently own at the moment. Over here, next we do have the MOZA hub that I was talking about, that we can go ahead and connect all of our devices to the MOZA Racing hub over here and free up some ports onto our PC. here we have the MOZA shifter installed, and you can see I can go ahead and calibrate the shifter if I want to, but I don't need to because I've already done that when I first set it up. And next over here, this is the HBP handbrake. You can see that it is connected. I do have it set to access instead of the button option over here. As far as the output curves, we do have the option to adjust some of these output curves. I'm just using this one over here, which is by the default. We do also have this one over here, which is going to be like an S curve. And then we do also have this third option, this fourth option, or we can have this last option over here that's going to allow us to fully be able to customize it to whatever we like. So depending on what you want to do, you can go ahead and adjust those settings right within here within the software. And once you have it connected and whatever, you want to go ahead and calibrate it. So as you can see, if you just hover over here, the calibrate, it says press and release the handbrake fully once within 10 seconds. I've already done the calibration, but basically all you need to do is press the start calibration right over here, and you're just going to go ahead within the 10 seconds, apply the handbrake, and it's going to go ahead and finish the calibration. It was pretty straightforward and nice and easy. Okay, next over here, just having a look, we do have all of the updating of the firmware options right over here. So we can do all of the updating. We can check for updates, which I commonly do just to make sure that everything is up to date. And we can also upgrade the firmware by one click by upgrading all of them. But I am up to date on all of my firmware updates over here. Okay guys, so now that we're all set up and we've calibrated the handbrake in the MOZA Pit House software app, I'm going to go ahead and launch Assetto Corsa. We're going to go ahead and hop in a drift car and a drift track, and we're going to have some fun. Again, don't forget, I'm new to drifting. I've only been practicing now for the last few weeks or so. I'm getting a little bit better, and I do definitely feel that this handbrake has helped me improve, again, to initiate the drift, also to kind of maintain the drift in some scenarios if I need to straighten out, for an example, or to make a little bit of a tighter turn. So stick with me, bear with me. I appreciate it, guys. Let's jump right into this and have some fun. Well guys, it looks like we reached that time of the video to give you guys my overall thoughts and review of the MOZA handbrake. If you guys cannot tell already, I'm definitely impressed with the handbrake, the build quality made out of all aluminum. I do really like the fact that we can kind of customize it to the different springs and tension compression that we have with the hardware kit that's included with the kit. We do have all the tools that are necessary and all the cables to get it connected and ready to go. We do have an easy mounting option as far as the clamp goes, because it is an extra accessory that you may need to purchase depending if you want to mount it to your desk. Again, if you just want to mount it to your sim racing cockpit, we do have the bolts and nuts that are included, so it can just directly mount to your sim racing cockpit that way. Overall, I'm very impressed. Again, we can mount it vertically or horizontally. So the handbrake has also been helping me with my drifting learning experience. I really enjoy using the handbrake. Again, it allows me to cut those nice tight corners, nice fast and easy and sharp turns, and also being able to initiate the drift with the handbrake instead of always using the clutch kick-in method. So overall, I'm definitely impressed with it. For only $99 USD, it's definitely worth buying. I would suggest buying it if you guys are looking for a handbrake in this ballpark price range. If you guys do have any questions, let me know down in the comment section down below. I'm also going to leave a link down in the description on the MOZA website where you can take a look in further detail and possibly order this handbrake if you're interested in picking one up. Overall, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Till next time, peace.